Good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family. I apologize for being almost 10 minutes late to today's stream, but happy new year nonetheless to everybody here today. Right now, the market is looking, with all respect, is looking quite good, I'd like to say. It's looking okay. Now, there is a belief that we could see a correction of sorts, but of course, time will tell. Ultimately, right now, as the title states, Kaspa will make you rich in 2025. I still wholeheartedly believe that. We got a lot of big announcements for today's stream. A lot of, congratulations for reaching the new year from Kaspa and the developers and whatnot, understanding more about what's happening with Kaspa right now, the end game sort of stuff, developments, and so much more. But equally, also got a lot of very big news regarding crypto as a whole, what's to look forward to, what to expect, and much, much more. So that being said, if you enjoyed the stream, leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more, and welcome everyone to 2025. Hopefully this will be the year for crypto and Kaspa. We'll see it go absolutely parabolic. I apologize once more for being a little bit late today. I hope you all had a very, very good day. Hopefully you all made New Year resolutions. Hopefully Kaspa made some as well, saying that New Year resolution is that Kaspa is going to make a new all-time high. I believe he will do. Now, first things first, we can see from Kaspa himself, Happy New Year. The past year has been remarkable in so many ways. Yes, price action we know has been a little bit lackluster. But in general, in terms of developments and stuff, make no mistake, Kaspa's done a lot. And it's been very, very good, all things considered. The innovation and progress on the developers and technical side have been incredible. From the growing of the dev community to the flawless implementation of Kaspa on Rust to testnet 11 running 10 blocks per second to the imminent hard fork crescendo and smart contracts coming out this year. Now coming out this year, very, very big. We now got ecosystems like the KEF, the KII, Kas Media, Kasplex, Rock the Kaspa, and many, many more who have now started doing their due diligence to get the name of Kaspa out there and to bring more projects to Kaspa, which has been very, very beneficial. And not to mention here, Kaspa was represented in over 12 large crypto events and meetups around the globe and found its way onto many X Spaces AMAs and YouTube features and news media channels. Make no mistake, Kaspa, while price has been struggling, we have seen a lot more adoption come to the project, hence why, despite the price being down, the addresses have still continued to climb more and more. More and more, and even the hash rate has started to climb up once again as well. It's come down a little bit in the past day, but we saw only 2 days ago, 3 days ago, reaching 1.58 EH. So the adoption's not faded at all. The price is the only issue, if you will, with Kaspa. But either way, things are looking very, very big. And I do believe that it will be a happy, bullish year for Kaspa. So happy new year to everyone in the stream. And we hope you have a very, very good time for 2025. A very, very wealthy time going into 2025. We've got this follow-up from Michael Sutton here. Happy new 21st century. Q2. Here's to an evolutionary quarter of a century and especially to its first year. Of course, we're in 2025 right now. This is Q2 of the century. And, in a ways, I agree. There's a lot to look forward to. This first year is going to be absolutely revolutionary for all of us. All of us right now who are in Kaspa and who are also investing in crypto. There's a lot coming towards all of us in this particular year, which I've got a lot of sources to cover that in this stream, from Gary Gensler leaving to Franklin Templeton saying we'll see higher highs, X releasing their sort of stuff, multiple sources I'm going to get into in the stream once more that lead me to believe that we're going to be very, very, very happy to see what's happening in the new year. And you know what? Kaspa's developers, they have always done well, I'd like to believe, at trying to be understanding, right, while people may disagree with Shy, at least in his way, but I think Shy for the most part tries to be understanding, but people are very, very short with him. Point being here is John Polinsky made a post a few days ago talking about his respect for Adam Back, who is someone who is a seemingly very, very massive Bitcoin maxi who was at one point very bullish on Kaspa and now seems to have changed his mind and now become very, very anti Kaspa, which is weird to see, but Son Polinsky has put it here that he has immense respect for him, and he's indebted for several one-on-one sessions he has spent exposing Son Polinsky to Bitcoin's core technologist mindset. So in a sense, while Adam has been seemingly anti-Kaspa recently, he has, helped in Son Polinsky's understanding of Bitcoin and therefore crypto, and therefore getting Kaspa to where it's at right now. So it's all in all stuff I'd love to see, that some the developers are still happy to admit, and happy to give praise where praise is due. In time, Hashtag shows how small steps taken in faith and in hope can overcome long-held differences and deep-seated division to bring harmony and understanding. A lot to come for Kaspa, and this is why I'm happy that one of the founders of Kaspa is someone called Sampoliski, who's an absolute titan in this space. Anthony asks, had a live the other day with Joshua Jake and asked him his thoughts on Kaspa, and he just cut me short and said he doesn't have any and knows nothing about the project. It weirded me out. So your thoughts? I'm not that weirded out by it at all, truth be told. I'm not weird about it at all, because despite Kaspa right now being number 46 on CoinMarketCap, as we can see here, for the most part it's still not a very relatively known project. It's not very well known. So I'm not surprised by it at all. Not a lot of people know about Kaspa. Not a lot of people who know about crypto in general. A lot of people who are investing look at charts, they do TA, maybe look at the project a little bit, and that's it. They don't understand exactly what's being built. They don't understand the technology behind it. So I'm not that weird about it. Full disclosure, I don't actually particularly know much about Joshua Jake, but I'm not too surprised. A lot of people don't know about Kaspa. Think about the influencers who have recently left Kaspa. Again, not naming names, but they seemingly had no idea about the project themselves. Some of the stuff they were saying showed they had no understanding about the project. So I'm not surprised by it. I think that one of the things that CZ, the CEO and was ex-CEO and founder of Binance, stated that there's one thing that you should be, trying to look towards in the new year. A reply that was given for the Kaspa community is atomic swap. Oh no, it was based roll-ups. Or there was at least people who have been saying one of the key things you'd be looking towards in the new year, in researching in general, should be based roll-ups, something that Kaspa's also looking towards. And I think Kaspa's going to have a very, very successful year. A lot of people who don't know about it, I'm sure they'll find out in due time, because of what Kaspa's building in the new year, which is truly revolutionary. The KF is going to be a key part of that as well. If that answers your question, hopefully. As it stands right now, I wouldn't be too disheartened by certain people not understanding or knowing about certain projects. Hey, people ask me, people could ask me what I think about, Polkadot, for example. I know Polkadot, but I don't know the ins and outs of Polkadot. People could ask me about Hedera. I know a lot about Hedera, but I don't know the ins and outs of it. There are many projects in this space that even me, I'll know about them, but I don't know the ins and outs of them. Knowing the ins and outs of Kaspa has taken me months and months, if not even over a year, of consistent, basically daily research into it, to get to the stage where I'm at now, where I understand a fair amount about it. And even then, I don't understand everything. Hence why I'm in a community where we could all talk about other stuff and share our knowledge together to build our knowledge. But for me, Kaspa is still, I believe, a golden opportunity. And again, if you think about it as well, think of Altcoin Daily, 1.5 million subscribers. He's someone who has stated that out of all the projects that are undervalued, top 21 projects are under $1, Kaspa's the first one he mentioned. That for me is a very, very big deal, showcasing that there's going to be more mainstream adoption coming to Kaspa from big content creators as well. Told him my Kaspa, if I ever need a fast coin, I know where to look. If you wanted to sell your Kaspa, man, that's fine. Again, I have no problem with what you do with your money. That's your decision. I personally believe selling Kaspa right now may be a mistake, purely for the fact that it's currently at a low point, holding the level of support it has done for about a week or two now. And 2025 is due to be a very, very volatile time for crypto. We could see some corrections in the market based on these sort of developments I'll get into in a moment, potentially in the beginning of this year. But this quarter, I believe, will end up very, very bullish. Very, very bullish. And I think Kaspa's going to have a new all-time high in this quarter as well. But that's fine. Again, if you wanted to sell, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Trade your own discretion and do as you will. 2025 is when liquidity leaves memes and goes into L1 and AI plays. Yeah, that is also true. We'll definitely see memes climb more. I'm sure we will do. But AI definitely is going to be massive. That's one of the main talking points we actually discuss in the executive stage of the Patreon as well. AI picks have been the main talking point of the active money making strategies because AI is where it's all booming right now. You know, I've already got into a lot of picks myself, and there've been some that I have disclosed as well. Obviously disclosed in the chat, and we're disclosing more and more time goes on. There's a lot of big picks coming. Good morning, Buffalo Theme. Welcome back to the stream, my man. We are now officially in Q1 2025 WBS soon. Yes, 10 BPS is going to be coming out in this quarter. Whether it's going to be February or March, again, time will tell. But if everything goes according to plan, we should be seeing 10 BPS on the mainnet in this quarter, which would be very, very big for Kaspa. As stated here from Shy a while back now, in reply to Aspect, and it's retweeted from Captain Sats here, that Kaspa is the endgame for L1s. The architecture we are targeting will allow for the ability to have multiple smart contract stacks to coexist, and that includes Ethereum virtual machines like Solidity. It just won't be Solidity alone. The goal is to bring all ecosystems together. That is what Kaspa is trying to achieve here. The new year is going to be very, very big, and we've got some very, very, seemingly very optimistic and bullish announcements for us already. Recently, Kaspa disclosed and released their private discussions into a read-only public Telegram page, and they've been disclosing a little bits here and there. The stuff that we normally keep to themselves are starting to disclose more and more, which only was going to help the general understanding of what Kaspa's trying to build right now. Michael Sutton here, one of the key developers, has put down it's a nice opportunity to share this bit about the inception of Rusty Kaspa, which is Kaspa's high-performance implementation of Rust. There's no logical explanation for what drove me to do this madness, but he has a feeling that if we had waited until it was logical to make this move, it wouldn't have been logical anymore. But happily for us, that adventure began on time, and it will culminate the mainnet very, very soon, upon which many other promising things can and will be built. With 10 BPS, with RK, with Rusty Kaspa, a lot of things will then be allowed to be built on top of the platform, on top of the blockchain, and that will inherently help the money flowing into Kaspa and therefore help the price of Kaspa as well. The brilliance of Hashtag, Somplinsky's Ghost Tag, required a more sophisticated code base to realize and materialize it before moving forward. It's been a magnificent year for Kaspa, and there's a lot more coming very, very soon. He made this post a while back. Michael Sutton made a post back in 2022 about, taking a break from researching for a few months before starting his PhD because he wanted to do Kaspa, and he's happy he has done. A performance-oriented rewrite for the complex Kaspa algorithm is, I know really well, is by far the best option for the long run. He stopped doing what he was doing to look more into how ways to benefit and to better perfect Kaspa, if you will. So I'm very happy for what Michael Sutton has done, and there's a lot more coming. We all should understand right now that Kaspa is extremely undervalued, and according to the power law, is currently 63% undervalued. Market makers can manipulate the price, but no one can manipulate the hash rate. The hash rate is the crucial element to understand the successfulness of a proof of work project. And the hash rate continues to stay strong, if not climbing. The hash rate is the factor that measures the adoption of a proof of work chain, and Kaspa's hash rate is literally ranked number 2, only behind Bitcoin, and on the up only since its inception. The only significant drop we saw was at this little section here, and then it came back up immediately. It was almost like a glitch, if you will, and it came back up immediately. Now it's starting to climb again. It's done very, very well. It's outpacing the price action right now, which therefore means that Kaspa is extremely undervalued in such a range. It should be going so much higher, but it's being manipulated. That's why it's not going up right now. But there's a lot more based on developments in the space, and for Kaspa, that's why Kaspa is going to catch up and surpass the hash rate in terms of price, as we have seen in the past it tends to do. It tends to surpass the hash rate, come back down. Every time it crosses it over, it comes back up. Right now, it's been outpacing for months now, since August. But it will recover. I'm very confident of that based on all the other developments happening in the space. For example, here from Kaspa Silver, Kaspa Keystone Hardware Wallet had given an update about integrating Kaspa, and they're trying to receive a grant to make this happen. The KF will be behind the grant process. That'd be very, very big, and hopefully we can get some movement in on this soon, because Kaspa does need some more wallet options. We need more adoption, more options for Kaspa to get its its name really out there. People can hold Kaspa more and more. So ultimately, the new year, for me, 2024 has already been very big for Kaspa in terms of developments. We're going to see a lot more now coming in this year. Some happening in the next few months, some happening a few months later on. What to remember as well is in 28 days, on the 29th of January, the INATBA who nominated Kaspa as the, best DeFi protocol of 2025, they're going to be holding their vote. They nominated 6 companies or 6 projects. Kaspa's one of the 6, and they're going to nominating and voting their winner on the 29th of January. And the INATBA are people who get these DeFi and decentralized DLT protocols. They create a global forum for them to get them in contact with global policymakers and regulators. So should Kaspa win this, we could potentially see some massive liquidity and regulatory clarity, sort of Kaspa getting in contact with regulators in January of 2020, January this year, this month, which should be very, very soon and very, very big. Now, I do have this post here in regards to Kaspa once more, which I did cover to an extent in my community. It's actually a warning about xt.com exchange. There has seemingly been a lot of complication with XT. I've heard about it a bit in my community already, and I have seen this post now, done some digging, and I know firsthand that XT are, they're just not being very communicative with the community right now. They're not talking with anyone. So as it stands right now, Kaspa, the ghost of Kaspa, the Kaspa Ghost Project, has now stated, after prolonged struggles and countless efforts to resolve ongoing issues with XT Exchange, we have made the difficult decision to disable trading on their platform. So XT does no longer support Kaspa Ghost, and seemingly a lot of these other projects may follow in suit. Why? Well, simply put, to my understanding from doing my digging, what actually happened is a number of things. I obviously don't go into it in too much detail here, but to my understanding, there are a number of factors, from sometimes withdrawals of these KRC20 projects taking months to actually go through, which is ridiculous. The fact that similarly to MEXC with Kaspa, when you see the price actually doesn't really match up properly. Right now on MEXC, it says that Kaspa's at 12 cents, but actually it's at 11.6 here. It's not matching up at all in the slightest. So similarly to MEXC, apparently the price is not matching up either, which is also not good. But another factor as well is also, to my understanding, when I look through it, is that the withdrawal limit on XT Exchange for Kaspa Ghost, at least. I can't attest to other ones as well. I'm sure Cheeking into Crypto, my man, who seems to be very well knowledgeable about the KRC20 projects, knows more about other projects. But I know Kaspa Ghost, apparently the withdrawal limit is set to 10k Kaspa. And some people, if not most people, I'm sure, hold more than 10k Kaspa. And therefore, they're trying to get in contact with XT, saying, well, can you, either increase it or remove it, whatever it may be. And they had little to no responses. Actually, they had no responses at all from it. And the problem with that is because there's a limit of 10k Kaspa, it basically means that if you're holding, 20, 30k Kaspa, you can only take out 10k and the rest is just stuck there and you can't move it. Effectively, it's being burnt, therefore. It's just sat there in a wallet, not doing anything. It's a burn wallet, if you will. So Kaspa Ghost here recommends to start using Telegram instead. Not Telegram, Tangent instead. But XT and Kaspa are no longer working together, which is sad to see, honestly. There's not a lot of, there seems to be a lot of negativity surrounding this exchange right now, and that's why I made the post here about Kaspa and KRC20 and exchanges is the biggest love-hate relationship of all time of the crypto sector. It's always issues with exchanges and Kaspa. I don't know why. But, these things happen. So you've got to be very, very careful. If you're on XT exchange, just a little word of warning to you. Maybe see if you can take out your holdings. Again, I would never trust on exchange. I think Tangent, Ledger, One Key, those cold storages are probably a lot better than an exchange for keeping your assets safe. But that is very, very frustrating. And actually, I do want to quickly touch on this as well. KRC20 here. Right now, a lot of these projects are collapsing more and more. Some of them are doing okay. Some of them are starting to rally a little bit. A lot of the big ones, Natro's down to 18.7 mil. Kanko, 17.8 mil. Scooby right now is the highest gainer of 84%. They're down right now. When I was looking through the telegrams once more of these KRC20 projects, I was looking in Kango's one particularly. They stated that at the moment, the reason why, it's talking mainly about Kango, but I guess it's a testament to all these projects. One thing to note though, just realize the volume on Kiki is actually insane. So that is a bit mental. But effectively what Kango is saying in their telegrams, at the moment there's no new money coming into KRC20. Hence why the price is not really rising at all. All the wallets in there right now has been circulating in the same space, in the same wallets for a while. There's no new money coming in. So at least Kango's side of things, at least to my knowledge, they're actually trying to attract new investors. So Raul, the CEO, or the developer even, has hired 15 new artists to push out more animation on Twitter, on X for Kango, and expand on social media platforms like even TikTok to attract more investors as well, specifically from the Solana chain as well. So it's good to see that the Kango in particular, and I'm sure hopefully many other projects as well, are taking active measures and steps to try and bring in new investors to KRC20, which will help inherently in the price of these projects going forward as well. I do think the likes of these developments for Kaspa will also help as well, because ultimately people go into KRC20 because they go into Kaspa for the most part. With Kaspa doing better, that also inherently, as I always make the analogy of a seesaw, if Kaspa does better, the seesaw will go up for Kaspa, and then eventually it will come back the other way, and KRC20 will start rising with it as well. So I think with what's coming out for Kaspa, in 3 weeks' time, 4 weeks' time of INATBA, it could be very, very big for Kaspa. More developments and stuff regarding 10 BPS and the hard fork, that'll be coming out to the mainnet in potentially 2 to 3 months' time. Potentially also there's a lot of speculation about a Binance listing, because they have currently an initiative for people to be mining in the Binance pools, either Bitcoin or Kaspa, to get rewarded for Kaspa. And there's a lot of speculation that, when the incentive is over, Binance will list Kaspa very shortly afterwards, like within weeks, if not even days. So you should hopefully see Binance this quarter as well. That'd be very, very big. You've got smart contracts coming out in the summer. You'll probably, in my belief, have ETFs coming out. You already got ETPs for Kaspa. I'm sure you'll see ETFs with more regulatory clarity coming through. And you have much more adoption as well for this space, which is why I remain very bullish on Kaspa, and why I think this year is going to be very, very big also for what is to come in this space as well. Now, if you look at the chart real quickly, we do see that XRP right now is doing very well, rallying up almost 11% on the daily time frame, which is very, very good to my understanding from what I've looked through. I think the reason why is based off this post where Ripple, the escrow unlock they do every month, they did it again, 500 million XRP, but they also unlocked it this time around with a message heading onto it, which they don't normally do, stating that January 20th is around the corner. Donald Trump will be in the White House, and we are going to make crypto great again. So of course, what happens there? FOMO. FOMO's here. Again, there may be other reasons to it. I have seen other sources of XRP that could potentially cause this price to rally the way it is. I think South Korea are really pushing a lot of volume into XRP right now. But I think this may be the main driver of it, because again, the FOMO, people think, oh no, XRP is going to be under Trump. Maybe. I can't say for sure. I have no evidence to showcase that, Trump's going to use XRP sort of thing. But, yeah, that is one reason why I think XRP is rallying at least. But I think crypto as a whole is going to do very, very well. In a bit more joking sense, Michael Saylor says 2025 bull run is cancelled because Jim Cramer, the anti-market, says I'm very bullish on 2025. Probably the best year we will have in decades. Happy New Year, everyone. So yeah, crypto must be cancelled. The bull run must be over. But, jokes aside, Jim Cramer is correct. Didn't think I'd ever say that, but he is correct. We're going to have a very, very big year for 2025. Now, there is a belief that we may see a correction in January this month, potentially. Because historically, Bitcoin has been highly correlated with the global money supply, lagging by about 10 to 12 weeks or so, as this post states. Now, in October, just gone, the global money to supply, M2 supply, hit 108.5 trillion, driving Bitcoin to its $108,000 market cap, all-time high in December. But now the M2 has dropped 4.1 trillion to $104.4 trillion, its lowest since August. If the trend continues, Bitcoin could drop up to 20k in the coming weeks. So will history repeat itself? Of course, the question being right here. Of course, time will tell. There's always a possibility of such. And the reason why I'm also going to be looking at this very, very closely, I'm making, conferring with the traders that we've incorporated as well into the executive page of the Coin Factory, just trying to determine where the market may possibly go. I'm still optimistic on the general outlook of Q1 of 2025, based on the fact as well, and potentially even still in this month, because, Gary Gensler is going to be stepping down in just 19 days. And when Trump comes into office, and therefore you'll see Paul Atkins coming in very, very soon. Also remember, in a loose connection, Paul Atkins is on the board, advisory board of Securitize. Securitize is partnered with Zodia Custody, and Zodia is now partnered with Kaspa. So again, loose connection there, but to an extent, therefore, Kaspa has a connection to the new SEC chairman, which is pretty big. Kaspa has got some very, very decent partnerships already, and a lot more will come, which will cue institutional adoption coming to Kaspa as well. In more bullish news for crypto once more, the $1.5 trillion asset manager Franklin Templeton says, we expect to see strategic Bitcoin reserves added by several nations in 2025. Someone made a point, and I do agree, that while institutions will pump the price and retail will pump the price, what will really pump the price of Bitcoin and crypto is countries adding it into their reserves. That's what's going to really send Bitcoin parabolic. Now, where will crypto peak in this cycle? I can't say for sure. I'm not a financial advisor once more, but what I want to highlight is the Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. He stated, and I quote for this effectively word for word, is by the end of 2024, which is just gone, he suspects we'd see a $5 trillion total market cap, and that's actually a under prediction, a conservative prediction. He thinks we could easily surpass 5 trillion already gone 2024. So he was quite a ways off his prediction. I think we peaked at maybe 3.7, I believe, where we peaked. So he was quite a ways off. So my whole premise of highlighting that is two things. One, does that mean Bitcoin and crypto are not going to go as high as we think? There's no guarantee of that. We've still not got institutional adoption in regards to more regulatory frameworks coming through just yet, which will see a flood of crypto money flood of money flowing into crypto. But it's also the understanding of be very, very careful, no matter what you hear, but in particular, even with these massive Wall Street boys, be careful what you hear, because they have their own agendas. I'm not trying to say that Brad Garlinghouse is corrupt. He made a prediction. He was incorrect in his prediction. Everyone has those. But everyone has their own agendas. So when you hear the likes of Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, or, Matt Hogan, who I think is the Bitwise CEO or CFO, whatever it is, or CIO, either way, when you hear all these, wealthy upper positions from these wealth managers talking about their belief in where crypto can go, you hear people say 350k Bitcoin, while could be a possibility, they have their own agendas. They may want the price to pump higher so they can use you as exit liquidity. Don't be emotional, be logical, do your own research, because the only one's going to have your back in this space is yourself. Of course, I feel like I try to do my due diligence in the creation of a community where everyone's trying to work together to an extent to build our knowledge of crypto and therefore also help us all make money. And then I take an even more active role, especially now the new year started. I hope the market comes back soon with the Executive Coin Factory here. We're putting on some more picks on how to actually make money as well, and other projects. Again, links in the chat now, description, also my YouTube homepage. I have a community where people hopefully are working together, but even then, remember, the best person to trust is yourself. That's why whenever I put information down here, and I remain honest with you all, I always tell you to do your own research, because what I can tell you, they're saying this, Kaspa's saying this, XT is doing this. I saw this post from Kaspa Ghost, and I was asked by a community member why is the reason for this, because they didn't really disclose the reason for this. So what did I do? I did my research, looked into it, found out the reason for it. And of course people trust me, and I thank everyone for that. I think I've earned the trust so far. But it does not take away from that everyone should be doing their own research anyways. Yes, I can tell you the truth of that. I can show you screenshots of it as well on the Telegram. But the Telegram was where they disclosed these issues with XT. But doing your own research is always the best thing to do. You can utilize platforms like mine, spaces like mine, and other people's to help direct you where the sources of information are, but then ultimately make your own viewpoints on them. Don't just take my word for it. But in continuation, in some more light of what's happening in this space, you've got X, Twitter, payment system, X Money to be launching this year as well, as the CEO, Linda Yacario says. So potentially that will see a combination with crypto coming out very, very soon. I'm pretty sure Apple are releasing Bitcoin as their Apple Pay as well. And with the new SEC chairman coming through with Gary Gensler leaving very, very soon. There's a strong belief, therefore, that you'll see many cases, in particular XRP's one, dropped very, very soon, because a lot of the restrictions that have been put on the SEC will be null and voided based on the fact that you have a new SEC chairman who has a new outlook on crypto, more bullish on crypto. SAB 121 will also be removed, which should be a great way to see regulations coming through, institutions be able to buy into crypto through ETF and actually get access to the crypto market, sending more money coming to the market very, very quickly. However, we do have this post here. I'll answer some questions in a moment. We have this post here from Finance Lot, seemingly a little bit of a word of warning, which the post will show you will coincide to the whole element of potentially there being a great reset. The Federal Reserve is pumping $500 billion of repossessive liquidity into the banking system over the next 4 days, then pulling it away. So I wonder what they are worried about. We can see in this post here. So why is this interesting? What's the basis behind this post? Well, as you go back to posts made last year, in July, from the same account here, talking about the crash, the financial crisis, if you will, you saw in the COVID situation, 2020, 2019. Yes, the COVID crisis did cause some issues, but at the same time you saw trillions pumped into the market, just printed like it was nothing. The banking system was already collapsing as of September 19th, forcing the Fed to start repo interventions like it was the financial crisis of 2008. The system only collapsed when the Fed pulled repo away. The Fed admits guilt of causing the 2020 crisis by pulling the emergency repo rug at exactly the worst possible time, despite the banking system being on life support since 2019 September. My point here, and I'll go into this in a lot more detail, I'm sure, in the future to come, is the whole premise of there once more being a potential crisis looming. We saw in 08 financial crisis, we saw a crisis on the COVID situation in 2019-2020, and there's been a lot of similar correlations to the market and the developments happening with the Federal Reserve and the financial systems when these crises happened. 08 was financial bubble, COVID was in 2019-2018, but at the same time, the Fed pulling the repo rug was the Fed's fault. And they're seemingly doing it again, injecting $500 billion of repo liquidity into the banking systems up to the 3rd of January. So you'll see more liquidity coming in, but that could also then cause a negative effect in the long term as well. And this is where it coincides with the belief there potentially being a great reset coming in, because they're doing this, but at the same time, as institutional documents are stating here, the likes of Reset Finance here, the key reforms to reset the financial system is happening 2024, just gone, through to 2029. We're seeing a lot of developments happening right now. The European finance document states the key reform to reset the financial system. The reset of the financial system is very, very real, and crypto is and will be playing a major role in this reset. I'll be bringing you to this post at some point later on as well, which will also be very big for Kaspa in regards to stablecoins. Reset Finance sets out a common vision to reform the financial system. The push to reform the financial system began to take shape after the financial crisis of 2008, which early and clearly revealed the system's fragility and the need for modern solutions to keep intact. There's a belief and seemingly documentation that suggests that a lot of the developments we've seen with crypto and this whole financial system right now has been in process since 2008. The financial crisis, they want to try and fix it so it won't happen again. And be that as it may, the point of this is the fact that we're going to start seeing crypto become an integral part of the new financial system and potentially also bail out, quote unquote, the current financial deficit and massive hole that's been dug by not even just America, by institutions and governments worldwide. Predominantly America, I think, considering that they printed out trillions. We've got, I think it's over $35 trillion worth of debt right now. But that is ultimately why they kept printing more and more money, and it's caused a lot of issues as well. And because crypto is becoming an integral part of the financial system, this inherently means they're going to want crypto to do well, to help them bail them out of their financial deficit. They're going to want crypto to go much higher. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to see a 500k Bitcoin this cycle, but it means from now to 2029, from this next cycle coming as well, you might start seeing, well, not even might, you will start seeing more and more adoption of crypto from institutions, from governments, causing therefore this being the so-called beginning of the Great Reset. Finding great projects right now, which I believe Kaspa is one of them, will be, in my belief, not financial advice, in my belief, will be the key to financial freedom. Or whatever you deem to be financial freedom for you. Again, it could be just a few million. Maybe you want, hundreds of millions. It depends on what you need. But finding the good projects right now, the ones that have the partnership, the ones that are really building something, will be a way to help achieve that. And for those who are actively looking to build up the capital a little bit more so during the cycle and cycle to follow, again, that's why I created the Coin Factory Executives channel, where people who are signing up now are actually learning how to make more and more money. Starting the new year now, we're going to be going full head in, putting in some more early gems, ultimately breaking down more about risk management when investing, buy and sell alerts. We'll start doing some weekly live streams as well, so you can actually get a better understanding of how we do things real time, potentially also helping you develop your own trading strategies as well. And if you choose to as well, you can get some portfolio insights. We'll give you some, at least the personal understanding that we have in this market of how to best allocate your portfolio, depending on what you want to achieve in the cycle. Once more, the link is in the description, the chat, and also on my YouTube homepage. There's a lot to come in the cycle. We've already made some decent picks, and there's some picks that I've been looking through over the Christmas period, and one of them is doing very, very well right now. It's called Trisig. I will be disclosing this in a lot more detail for the executives only, but this is one that I think is going to be a decent pick as well. I'll put this in the free, because I do have a section for free gems as well. I'll put this in the free section as well, because I think Trisig could be one that's a decent gain in the cycle based on what its project's about, and also other projects that are similar to this project as well. It's an AI pick, and I think AI is going to be a very big runner in the cycle based on the current nature behind AI right now, institutions and what they believe in AI. I mean, everyone believes AI is going to take over, and I believe that's the very same case as well. But yes, I'll answer some questions right now, but to highlight once more, in the happy new year that we're in, 2025 is going to be very, very big, and institutions are actively documenting that 2025 will be the year we will see regulations in the United States that clarifies the status of crypto assets. We're going to see regulatory clarity coming through, and that will be hugely beneficial for the crypto market, but in particular for Kaspa. As I mentioned before, but I'll highlight again why. Wolfie of the business development and listing research team, Wolfie, disclosed in an AMA that I will be sure to load up for tomorrow's stream, announced that a lot of institutions, a lot of these exchanges particularly, they want to list other projects, in particular Kaspa. They know of Kaspa, but they can't list it yet because they are so worried about the SEC, haven't got the clarity. They're so worried about getting a wealth notice and a lawsuit on their case. With Gary Gensler leaving very, very soon, that'll also open up a gateway for the institutions and exchanges to start listing projects more so. This may be the catalyst for Binance to jump on board with Kaspa. Who knows? Who knows? And potentially also you'll start seeing more developments coming very, very soon as well. For example, I'll play this video in a moment, but it's this video here of CNBC confronting Tether's co-founder with Ripple's launch of the RUSD, but ultimately he's just talking about the significant importance of stablecoins. Which, remember, Kaspa are planning to launch stablecoins on their platform. They've got the KRI launching Warp Core and the Gigawatt stablecoin for the energy sector, and that's going to be an integral part to help Kaspa bring in more liquidity and therefore help its price go up higher and higher in the future. What's up, Stephen Kim, my man? What's good? Happy New Year to you. Hope you're doing very, very well. Henry, is there a difference between Kasware and Caspium? Yes, they're both third-party tools for Kaspa. I think Kasware is closer related to Kaspa, I believe, although there is still a looming and negative sentiment behind Kasware due to the fact that when you had 10BP. We had the relaunch of KRC20. Casware had a lot of issues, and I think there was even some, people lost some of their funding. So Casware's got a lack of belief right now, to my understanding. But they are similar. They're both just third-party tools, so to my understanding. Heading over to a family friend's house to lead a little educational discussion on crypto and mining. Doing your due diligence, man. I love to hear it. Spelling the word of mining, and therefore mining of Kaspa. Love to hear it. Definitely can keep it on, my man. I should get a Kaspa miner this year. Honestly, I have low-key been thinking about it. Low-key, but I don't know. I'm very content just doing as I'm doing right now, but I do think that in the long run, mining... I've been told and seen sources of it already. In the long run, mining is more profitable. 2025 should also be the year of energy markets, or as a KI. Yes, you did send me that post on Members Model, but apparently Kevin O'Reilly, again, he's one of the sharks, and again, his own agenda, but he stated that if he was convinced, him and his shareholders were convinced that Trump would win the election, they would have started going all in on energy sector. So seemingly, therefore, there's a belief that Trump is very bullish for the energy sector, and of course, Kaspa, thanks to the KRI, are working very closely in the energy sector. So therefore, inherently, Trump could help out Kaspa as well. You're going to see, with smart contracts coming out in summer of 2025, this year, you'll see Kaspa start getting integrated into the energy sector with the KRI's institutional customers and clients. And that will help the price of Kaspa, not, Lambo straight away to the moon type candle. You might see a lot of the FOMO from that, but it will be a gradual process. But there's nothing wrong with it taking time. If you're looking to make excessively quick gains, then once more, you can go check out the Coin Factory executive page where we're talking about more and more picks, and ultimately be talking a lot more about, trading. Obviously, it's not just trading, there's many more things to provide in there, education stuff as well, but trading is one element of it, and that's where we're hoping to try and make, more active gains a lot quicker. Meme coin trading is the best way to make quick money, but it's also the most risky. So again, do your own due diligence to trade your discretion. But for me, if you want to just have very, very solid pick for a long-term holding, then that is Kaspa. Currently up 2.47% on the daily time frame, valued at 11.74 cents. TradingView is the best website. I love it. Doesn't lag on me ever. But yeah, it's currently extremely undervalued, holding strong at level of resistance. If we do see this come to fruition and Bitcoin comes down, which could be a possibility, that is, should the M2 drop, should it continue, then we could see Bitcoin come down heavier, and therefore Kaspa following suit. Right now, Bitcoin is still holding strong at its 92 level of support, 92k. And yes, once more, I'll be reconvening with C Crypto as part of the executive page to find out more about his insights on the market. When Lambo, I believe we'll see some significant movements for Kaspa's price in this quarter, based on what's happening already at INA-TBA and global regulatory forum potentially coming to Kaspa for regulators and policymakers happening this month potentially. Binance again, most likely happening this quarter. That's a belief. You'll see 10 BPS happening this quarter. So this quarter I think it's going to be a very, very big thing for Kaspa. And I'm still optimistic of seeing a $2 Kaspa this cycle. People right now are going more and more conservative, which is very understandable. And I think being safe is always better than being sorry. That's why I say $10 while possible. I'm not aiming for $10 Kaspa this cycle. I think that's a bit excessive. A $250 million market cap, $1 billion market cap for Kaspa is just too much in my eyes this cycle. Considering right now, when you look at the market right now, the only one that's only Ethereum and Bitcoin are above 250 billion. Of course, when the market is peaking, you'll see other ones climb up there as well. But that for me is too high. It's too high. Like, you've got to understand market cap. When people are saying $10 Kaspa, you've got to understand market cap. Does Kaspa realistically make $250 billion market cap? If Bitcoin was to reach 500k, then yeah, maybe. Or even, maybe 300k, maybe. And when it's possible, I think Bitcoin's probably going to hit around 150 to 180k. That's when I'm going to be starting to look to be more, active in taking profits. And then I'll obviously keep a bag in there, in the possibility that it moves higher. And equally with Kaspa, when I'll take my profits for Kaspa this cycle, I'll still be holding bags in there for the potential it moves higher, but also just so I'm still in Kaspa. I'll DSA back into it every time I get. I have this odd feeling that 10 BPS is coming faster than I ever think. I mean, I have seen some developments and posts from the developers that seem to suggest that we could see it coming quicker. You know, nothing groundbreaking or confirmation wise, but it does seem to be a possibility of such. You could potentially see something happening a little bit quicker, which would be huge. And again, could be very, very timely, which I'm pretty sure that's what Michael Sutton was saying here. You know, it could be very, very timely releasing. And also Q1 2025, I bet we'll see Binance. Yeah, I think we will as well. What's up, Devious? I'm about to stream. Happy New Year to you. I just put something in the Discord. You may want to put it up on stream. New exchange listing. Did you now? Well, big up to you, my man. Nexo. Yes, we have seen Nexo already. I think I covered Nexo in a previous stream or so. They listed. I think Nexo supported Kaspa about, I want to say, 2 weeks ago or so, give or take. Let me put it in because I'm pretty sure I put Nexo in here before already. Nexo, it was on the 14th of December. No, tell a lie. The 11th of December was when Nexo listed Kaspa here. But I mean, it's still very, very, very good to see we're getting more adoption for Kaspa. And Nexo seems to, I mean, I was covering Nexo recently, my stream yesterday, where Nexo seems to be, well, it's regulated, right? So that is, obviously, I personally use Tangent either way, but the fact it's regulated does give an element of confidence in the project about, in the exchange, in the platform for, holding Kaspa. And you can also use Kaspa, therefore, to buy and sell. Someone did the math with Kramer once. He's wrong roughly 75% of the time. Let's hope this part, I'm very sure it's 25% this time. Unless this turns out to be much worse than we possibly think, and it happens this cycle, I'm sure Kramer is going to be right in this case. I mean, yeah, he's normally wrong. I think he knows that. That's why he does it on purpose sometimes. I wouldn't be surprised if he's saying this on purpose to get the market to dump so he can buy more. It would not surprise me at all. It'd be illegal, but, because it's insider trading effectively. But, I mean, hey, I think he understands all he has in the market. Understands he can just literally just send it tanking whenever he chooses to. Like, wait, obviously it's not actually the case, but it's unironic. People actually listen to Kramer, and what he says, they go against it. That's why Michael Saylor's making this joke here. Well, the parody account of Michael Saylor's account, at least. Not the real one, but they're making a joke about this here. Because it's like, yeah, why would he? But now, actually, before I answer more questions, I want to cover this video here, talking about stablecoins, because I think it's very, very important. We'll get into exactly why it is big for Kaspa as well. So take a very quick listen to this video on CNBC.
Stablecoins have really taken off this year with all the talk around institutional growth and obviously the announcement from Ripple that it's launching its own stablecoin on Tuesday. How has that part of the crypto industry matured in 2024?
Most companies this is not a priority for most companies. And which is surprising because payments is very important to a lot of companies, particularly cross-border payments. And there is no better way to conduct a cross-border payment than by using a stablecoin.
So that is the premise of what the co-founder of Tether was talking about here. Obviously, this is highlighting the RUSD, but it's inherently the point of being that the understanding we have is right now we are seeing a shift in this market. Regulatory clarity is coming very, very soon. We're going to see the great financial reset with crypto becoming an inherent part of the financial system. A lot of very, very big things coming to crypto in this cycle. They've been very, very bullish for what's happening. And stablecoins, because they are not volatile, because crypto is volatile, stablecoins aren't. Stablecoins are extremely important in the current crypto and soon to be whole financial system. And they are the best way to conduct cross-border payments. That's why Ripple released their stablecoin. That's why Tether is so relevant. That's why Circle is gaining more adoption. That's why every institution right now are seemingly scrambling to release stablecoins. Again, reminding you that Harvard stated there's currently a race to launch stablecoins, to be the most dominant stablecoin. JP Morgan stated that stablecoins or institutions that adhere to regulations will receive market share. Right now, there's a massive belief that stablecoins will be very, very big. And that's basically why I'm still bullish on Kaspa. Because Kaspa recently started working on developments that will allow them to support stablecoins on their project, on their platform. I have to scroll down a little bit to find it. But there's this sort of stuff coming to Kaspa, and again, you've got the Gigawatt stablecoin from the KRI, you've got Warp Core as well. So you'll see stablecoins, and also stablecoin legislation is coming out very soon as well, which should be very big as well. You'll see stablecoins in due time coming to Kaspa, and that will, with 10 BPS coming out, smart contract will eventually start allowing you to gradually get more adoption coming to Kaspa, increasing the use case of Kaspa, and simple supply and demand, higher use case, higher utilization, supply not increasing as much, the price will inherently rise with it. Where's the post? I'll find it in a second. Let's scroll down, get a bit more. How much do you think 900k Kaspa will be worth this cycle? Depends. I know Mr. Miles believes it's going to be a $1 Kaspa, so that's $900,000. I think that we could still potentially see, here it is, the crucial element towards stablecoins on Kaspa. I personally think Kaspa could reach $2, so I think you could potentially be a millionaire, or 900k could make you a millionaire. But of course, time will tell depending on the developments. I mean, right now, a 10x for Kaspa, putting it at around $1 would be fantastic. I still think there's a possibility we could see it higher based on these sort of developments. And again, $2 Kaspa would only put it at a 50 billion market. I don't think 50 billion is that excessive. All-time high was at 5 billion. So a 10x from all-time high, I don't think that's excessive at all. I think it's very, very possible to see a $50 billion market cap Kaspa. But of course, yes, time will tell. When Lambo, hopefully soon, my man. Set a small amount of Kaspa to XT with no KYC. Tried to transfer it back to my wallet. Then they required KYC. The support team said they would fix it and send it back to me because I'm in the US. And that is not an option for them. They're still there. They haven't done anything. And that was over a month ago. Yeah. Again, Buffalo Theory, I'm sorry to hear, my man. I really, really am. But that is seemingly the issues that XT have right now with Kaspa. There was also a whole issue a while back, which I was made aware of. I knew of, and I'm made aware of, that XT did recently go through a hack, or some form of illicit activity, basically. And that's why when you look at the Kango, for example, their top address here is actually XT, but the tag's been removed because it got hacked. So XT had a massive issue with it, and I think that's why, as a result, therefore, they've become really, really standoffish. I don't know how bad they were beforehand, but again, I do know now that with XT, they're just causing more issues than solutions, and that's why Kaspa Ghost is now no longer working with them, and I'm sure many other projects may follow in suit, because again, withdrawals are taking months, as you mentioned. The price is not matching up with XT on other exchanges as well, with some other projects. And they have a withdrawal limit that is also inherently hindering investors from being able to actually utilize the platform properly. Because some of them hold more than 10k Kaspa or whatever they're holding. It's not very, it is not ideal for, people who have a lot of a token. I mean, 10k Kaspa, if you look at it, 10k Kaspa is around what? So what, 10k Kaspa, that's not actually that much. At least I don't think it is. I'm trying to do the math in my head. I'm struggling massively right now. But yeah, you can't transform a 10k Kaspa. It gets held there. So it's in a cold. It's just stuck there. Like, look at how many people right now, into the holders, that have a 10k Kaspa. But everyone seems. Well, that's all the top 50. At least all the top 50, of course. But there's so many people have so much Kaspa. Ridiculous. So yeah, I just think it's a massive hindrance for Kaspa ultimately, and other projects. So XT need to sort themselves out, to be honest, because it's just hurting the project more. It's hurting the exchange, and therefore the project more so. That's why they stopped working with them. I saw one guy on the Discord post that Binance will list latest February 10th because of the mining pool. Is this true? Do we know if 10 BPS will rather come than late March or February? Yeah, I saw that as well. I have covered that post in the past already. The belief of the fact that there's currently, the whole belief that there's a funding pool. I'll go and find the post so I can show you on stream. But I do remember that myself. So basically, yes, it came down to what they wrote down in the terms and conditions. You can see here. That there's promotional period, 14 working days after the whole incentive is done, then you'll be receiving the rewards in the funding wallet. And the belief is that the funding wallet, it can't be a funding wallet unless there's going to be a spot listing. It's not possible. Now, I don't actually know if I can attest to that. I have not looked into that too much in depth myself. For me, I believe that we will just start. We will see a Binance listing. I think we will see one. It could potentially be as early as February. Potentially it could be later on. Potentially even earlier. Again, time will tell. But I do think we're going to start seeing a lot more developments. And I think Binance will be listing Kaspa. I think we'll see 10 BPS coming later on. I'm more optimistic you'll see it in March, because I think Kaspa's probably ready to release it now. But at the same time, they showed in the past, they like doing their due diligence and taking their time to make sure it's really good. So I don't think they're going to rush anything necessarily. But I think Binance will definitely come this quarter. Again, I could be wrong, not a financial advisor, but for where Kaspa's at right now, with this belief that I have, I do see Kaspa rising a lot higher in this quarter, making all-time highs and maybe going even more parabolic. Given the current crypto regulatory clarity and stuff coming in this space very soon, and then developments for Kaspa also coinciding with the developments, it's going to hopefully cause a massive explosion. And again, as you look towards the hash rate, Kaspa should catch up to that, putting it at least like 30-35 cents. At least according to the power law, it should be around this sort of price. I have bought 50 more Kaspa, very huge, absolutely massive. And yeah, I'd love to hear them, my man. Keep it up. Keep up the grind. I think the Binance listing will be officially the start of the Kaspa bull run. I think the Kaspa listing could start a Kaspa rally, definitely. I definitely think there's a possibility. I do. Although obviously Kaspa does prove to kind of go against the gradient and do as it will. But I think it will also depend on where the trajectory of Bitcoin's going as well. I mean, Kaspa's got a lot of adoption right now. You've got almost 300,000 people on the watch list. 646. People are going to know of Kaspa already. You've already got a lot of holders. When you get a Binance listing, I think you'll see that quickly jump up to about maybe 50 to 100k quite quickly. Because a lot of people right now don't like using the small exchanges, like the big ones, the more casual investors, and they'll probably think, oh yeah, Kaspa, Binance, fantastic, I'll get it on Binance. Memes, the quickest way to make money. Yeah, again, that's what I mean. Memes is the quick way to make money, but also lose it. They're very, very risky, They're very, very risky. The stock great, I'm about to stream. I'm late again, watching the replay. Happy New Year. May 2025 bring us the fat gains. Yes, 100%. 2025 will be the Lambo year, I'm sure. Do you think that 12k Kaspa is enough for under 18 years old? Mate, I think 100 Kaspa is enough if you're under 18 years old. Are you joking? Having any form of Kaspa, as young as that is insane. Is insane. You're doing very comfy, my man. So keep it up. You're doing very, very well. Kaspa is history. Money is in AI. I mean, I agree money is in AI. I disagree that Kaspa's history. I think Kaspa's got a lot more coming to it. I think Kaspa's still very, very early. Keep in mind, Kaspa equally is revolutionary technology, and people know of it. Institutions know of it. Layer ones are integrally important into the crypto space. Without layer ones, crypto's blockchain infrastructure, it doesn't function at all. The money in AI, but for the actual AI token to be traded properly, you need layer ones to be built on top of. Kaspa's an L1. The end game of L1s, So AI's definitely got a lot of money coming into it, and that's what I talk about, and I'm talking a lot more about in the executive section, how big AI is, but layer ones are equally extremely important. And those who are also working alongside institutions will also gain a lot of market favour. Kaspa, for me, is still early. It's not history. It's got a lot coming for it. But again, everyone's got their own opinion. Did Nexo list it mid-December, or they announced they plan to list it? No. To my understanding, they announced it here, They announced they were planning to list it, and the very next day they then listed it. I mean, either way, I mean, looking at the post, like, you know, it doesn't say it's now available now. It's now available, but I'm pretty sure they did list it, you know, a few weeks back. Although not available in the UK. Shock. Great for me. But no, yeah, you could buy it on Apple Pay or Google Pay, borrow against your Kaspa, swap with rewards, and much, much more. But either way, it's a very, very big deal. AI is a fad. Kaspa is in for the long term. I mean, AI is going to inherently do very, very well, but finding the best AI projects is always really hard, because there'll always be new ones that come out always bigger and better. You know, it's going to be a tough market, definitely. But AI is big. I think AI is going to get bigger and bigger. So I think AI is definitely good. But I think Kaspa, again, layer ones are the inherent infrastructure behind crypto as a whole. None of what we're doing right now in buying and selling and, you know, utilizing, you know, whether you're trading meme coins on Solana or Thin, whatever it is, nothing would work without layer ones. And then obviously people have the L2 operators and stuff to leverage off as well, but layer ones are inherently the most important part of the space. The money's not coming through L1s just yet, but typically what you see in the cycles is a lot of money goes through the memes and the other methods at the time, and then during the cycle tops, they start cycling into the big plays. Especially institutions being here now, you'll see a cycle into the big plays. And Kaspa, again, for what they are building, 10 BPS, smart contracts, much, much more, Dagnite, Kaspa is the L game for L1s. The fact that you'll be able to, you know, the ability to have multiple smart contract stacks to coexist is huge. So Kaspa for me is just very, very early. AI this cycle will be able to DeFi and NFT of last cycle. Yeah, I see that as well. I do see that to an extent. I do think AI will probably last a little bit longer in regards to the fact that, again, it's so big. But yeah, I think right now AI is definitely going to be this next. I think AI will do well this cycle. I think memes will do well this cycle. And I think there'll be certain other big, you know, big projects that will do well. I think Kaspa is going to be one of them as well. You said when you get your salary, you'll buy more Kaspa. Would you buy also at $12, $13 plus? I would DC into Kaspa constantly. Me personally. Every time I get a little bit, I'm still waiting for my salary, my income to buy more. But yeah, I mean, these prices right now for Kaspa are insane. I'll continue to buy Kaspa even if it went past 20 cents. You know, I bought Kaspa up here as well. Obviously, I bought more than just that, but I bought up here as well. I continue to buy Kaspa, like, as long as there's, you know, as long as there's still room for it to grow, which I think there's still a lot of room for it to grow, I'll continue to buy Kaspa. But that being said, thank you everyone once more for joining today's stream. Happy New Year. Here's to a year of bullish momentum and heavy bags for us all. 2020 is going to be very, very big. Big things are coming to Kaspa, make no mistake about it. And equally big things seem to be coming for crypto as a whole. Of course, it is always the worry you can see a bigger correction. I might cover that a little bit more on tomorrow's stream. And there's also this belief as well about potential crisis on the way. Again, cover that a little bit more on tomorrow's stream. Potentially. But either way, right now, crypto's looking very, very bullish. I would not let this sort of negative news determine and, you know, ruin the conviction you should have in crypto right now, where it's going to go, the bullish momentum for crypto right now. So yes, if you enjoyed the stream, leave a like. As always, be streaming 155 days in a row, even on New Year's and on Christmas, and I'll continue to do so even on Valentine's Day for those who are in love with Kaspa instead of their significant partners. With that being said, thank you all once more for joining. If you want to learn more, check out the free Discord server. Again, link in the chat, description, or my homepage. If you want to activate now to make more money and, you know, learn even more, get, you know, really, I guess, push its next level, so to speak. Check out the executive channel. Once more, description, chat, also on your homepage. And have a great, good day, good evening, and good night. Happy New Year to you all. And I will see you all tomorrow.